I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ms. Benitez?
Present.
Mr. Axiotis?
Here.
Mr. Burke? Here. Mr. Rufner?
Here.
Ms. Stemper?
Are there any changes to tonight's agenda?
Mayor, before we begin,
Please.
I'd like to make a motion to temporarily excuse Ms. Stempert. She is on her way in. She did message everybody. She'll be here shortly.
I second it.
Mr. Rufner and Ms. Benitez? Ms. Benitez?
Yes.
Mr. Axiotis?
Yes.
Mr. Burke? Yes. Mr. Rufner?
Yes.
Passed 4-0.
All right, special presentations by staff members or invited consultants. Okay, public comments. This will be limited to agenda items only. 3 minutes.
I'd like to just speak on one thing. There were contracts given out when we first started, when the new administration was going to take over. And Mr. Fritz and them, I think Mr. Fritz was law director, I'm not going to say positive right now, but these contracts were given out to handcuff the new administration and to let the common man know what that means. It's like you buy a business and you can't change the employees or the leadership or anything. So you can move on and and give the council or God knows where at better leadership. So we were straddled with the old contracts. Now, Mr. Fritz, it seems like if he did write it, I sure did a good thing for him. Thank you.
Julie Lennon, 609 Ridge Road. I wanted to speak on, and I actually did call Councilman Ruffner and ask regarding Mr. Fritz's contract and the settlement thereof. Those contracts have seemed to be the bane of the existence of this town for quite some time. And I am very much for settling. I understand it's going to probably be less than what he was originally supposed to have. I'd say yay for that. I thought the contracts and the way that they were done was a bit ludicrous. But I'm not saying good employees are employees. We have to take care of our employees. They do deserve their contracts. But I'm saying that the way it came about, those were done wrong. So I'm happy to see this finally come to a resolution.
All right, we'll move on to reports. At this time, the mayor has nothing to report. We'll move on to council. Mr. Axiotis, sir?
Yeah, last week we had a treasury investment board meeting. It went really well. Just a presentation from the media group. Talked about the city's finances. From what we discussed, it seems overall the city's doing pretty well from a financial perspective in terms of our investments. I know the interim city manager is going to have a little bit of a report on that coming up on her term. So.
Ms. Pat, you have anything for us?
Yeah, well, I just have, a constituent called me last week, and she's upset about the, garbage disposal. She said they're leaving trash in the middle of the street, et cetera. I just wanted to present it to council, that's all.
Mr. Burke?
Through the chair, I have nothing to report.
Thank you. Mr. Rufner?
Real quick, we had the Commerce Association meeting last night up at Domino's. That was the location for it. And again, I appreciate the mayor stopping in. Commerce does have their new sign up. It is at the Kiwanis corner of the Four Corners Park. If you go by, take a look at it. They've still got some painting and some finalizing of it to do, but it's basically going to be a community events calendar. So they will be advertising upcoming events, different things and functions within this village. Just basically another point and opportunity for people to get information out. So if you have any questions regarding about how you get announcements or what announcements are allowed, please reach out to the Commerce Association. Autumn in the Falls is coming up. It'll be September 20th on Broad Street. They did submit their request to have the street blocked. I believe Jamie was taking care of that. Again, September 20th. Registration fee is $30 if you register before September 6th. $35 if you register after September 6th. With that in mind, there are no refunds on registration, so if you're unsure about the weather or your availability to make it that day, you can still pay on the day. So you don't have to pay in advance, it's just, you'll pay the $35. The exception being Commerce Association members and nonprofits, the registration is free. So any vendors wishing to come up and set up their table, sell their wares, by all means, please get in touch with either Pam Talanka, Shannon Benson, or David McKinstry, and they can assist you with that. Food trucks, kid crafts, vendors, music, entertainment, et cetera, is all being planned and arranged. Hopefully it's going to be a good time, weather holds out. They are looking for volunteers. So I know, like at the high school, students are looking for volunteer hours for National Honor Society and such. This is a great opportunity, and their arms are open, so to say, to come up and basically help out Kids Corner, wherever it may be. So if you're looking for volunteer hours or you just want to step in and help the community, get in touch with them, they'll help you out. That's all I've got, Mayor.
Hey, what's the hours, man, please?
I don't know the hours right off.
Okay, thanks.
Sorry.
That's okay, thank you.
Mr. Lauderich, do you have anything to report?
No, sir. Thank you.
Chief, do you have anything you'd like to report?
Yes, sir. I just want to let everyone know that 3 out of the 4 cars we put on Gov Deals to be sold have been sold and paid for. The 4th one will be picked up this Friday, so all of our old cars that were decommissioned will be off the city lot. Just a couple important calls we responded to over the past 2 weeks. Officers responded to the Clean It Quick laundromat on Milton Boulevard for a male harassing a 14-year-old female. She was there with her grandmother. There was 4 illegal immigrants inside the laundromat that are up here working, and one was intoxicated, would not leave the young female alone. In turn, we went there. He was very, not provide us with his name or anything like that. So we took him into custody. We had a couple of charges. He went to court. I contacted Homeland Security, spoke to the ICE agent that I know. He went to the Trumbull County Jail and did a facial recognition on him, so we found out his true identity. He went to court last week, pled to his charges. Those times served. Homeland Security responded, picked him up Saturday morning, took him to the airport, and they were sent back to their own country along with the other individuals that were caught in our surrounding agencies. Also on August 12th, the electric department was on South Canal in front of Cove Alley for wires that were on fire. They had set up a safety zone using their electric trucks and they had cones across the other intersection. An individual proceeded to drive through the safety zone, running over safety cones, driving towards the supervisor, Matt Evans, turned around, jumped out, and threw some other cones out of the way. Through the investigation, we located that individual. He was charged with misdemeanors and some felonies. We filed through the court. The next day he was found, he stopped, and he was arrested, and we located a stolen firearm in between the seats from Poland Township. So he's also charged with that. Also, I'd like to remind everyone that school starts tomorrow. Please be mindful of the school buses and kids who are walking to school as well. The school zone is a posted 20-mile-an-hour limit. Citations will be issued to violators in the school zone. The school flashers will be on from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. and 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. So everyone knows that. Also, we'll be watching for violations of people driving past the school bus with their flashing red lights on. And also periodically, I spoke to the transportation supervisor today along with the superintendent. And every once in a while, we're gonna be putting officers on the bus to ride with the bus drivers. They're all in favor for that, they're happy. But we will not do so until the superintendent's able to let the parents know of the students. And also, I'd like to let you know that we received a grant from the Ohio Attorney General's office for us to buy new body armor for the officers. And that's a great grant for us, so everyone will be equipped with up-to-date and brand-new body armor. So we paid upfront costs, and then they reimbursed us over 75%. So it cost us less, I think, around $5,000 for all new vests for everyone that's working. That's all I have.
Ms. Julie, I know you came in a little bit late. Did you have anything you wanted to report?
Not at this time.
Okay.
Thank you.
Ms. Jamie, do you have anything you want to report?
Sure. I have a few updates. First Street tree trimming project was completed by the electric department. Maintenance of the power lines along First Street and any trees and branches trimmed up and removed away from the power lines. This activity was completed in-house by the electric department, which saved Newton Falls residents approximately $8,000 versus having a contractor complete that. The electric department's also doing some building updates. They have gutters that are leaking and sides of the building that are having some issues with water and water intruding. So they need to replace their gutters. There's there's a quote inside this packet tonight for the cost of that since it exceeds $10,000. The city's website is currently maintained by a third party, and the website service comes with a monthly fee. And ever since I've started, there's been many complaints pertaining to this website. The website seems to be antiquated. It's not really meeting the needs of the residents or internal staff. It's slow. It's not updated timely. Sometimes information just doesn't get updated at all. So the city clerk, my assistant, and I, we met with the website designer. We're working towards a new updated website. Taking all these complaints into account, the website will be redesigned and brought in-house. It'll just be a one-time design fee, which we're working on getting that quote together. And that fee also covers any training so that we can do everything in-house and try to resolve all the issues. So the next area I have is the Newton Falls Area Chamber of Commerce. Like Mr. Ruffner had indicated, they did have a meeting, and Ms. Talenka and I had a meeting prior to this discussing the status of the Area Chamber of Commerce Association. This association is a vital communication tool for the local businesses and has opportunities for these businesses that participate to receive discounts on insurance, shipping, payroll processing, and many other areas. Unfortunately, it has a shrinking membership and shrinking contributions. So I've included a membership application in with council's update this evening. If you know anyone who could or would join the chamber, it would be an interesting perspective to try to get some new and fresh ideas. And Ms. Talenka would be grateful for anybody that would be willing to join. So the next area that I have is the Treasury Investment Board. As Mr. Axiotis alluded to, we had our quarterly update. And included in council's information this evening is the current investment balances as of July 31st, 2025. These balances in total were $8,944,333. This is split between on-demand deposits at Star Ohio and securities. Most of those are mid to long-term securities at this point. But the balance is the highest the investments have been for the city in the last 2 years. But in a direct comparison with Newton Falls and an established peer group by Meter Investments, Newton Falls has more money invested than the peer groups, as the peer groups have just about $7.6 million. So once again, as I did the last quarter, I will caution everyone, I'd like to stress that the city's investments represent all available fund balances and not just the general fund. Since the general fund is one of the smaller funds for the city, most of these balances are restricted enterprise funds and cannot just be used for any purpose. So Meter Investments provided all this quarterly update information on the status of the city's investments. This update includes economic information for items like federal funds rates, inflation, economic growth, impacts of current employment data, and treasury yield for today and also into the near future. This information and discussion is free to the Treasury Investment Board members. So if there's any of the city's investments or investment-related issues interest you or anyone out there, please feel free to contact one of the council members or myself, as we are looking for another Treasury Investment Board member. We'd love to have the addition of someone new to attend our quarterly discussions and gain some useful insights on the city's investments as well as personal investments. In the financial update from my office, training has begun on the new accounting system for the conversion from SSI's eGov to VIP. Each month, there will be a meeting in the finance office that's gathering information and building this new system. Once the system is complete, there will be approximately 40 to 80 hours of live training required by each of the finance office staff. And VIP is expected to go live mid-2026. And that's all I have. Thank you.
We'll move on to item 8, which is the approval of previous minutes. And this is the regular meeting minutes from the August 6th, 2025 meeting.
I'll make the motion.
Second. Ms. Benitez and Mr. Burke. Mr. Burke?
Yes.
Mr. Rufner?
Yes.
Ms. Stimpert?
Yes.
Mr. Exiotis?
Yes.
Ms. Benitez?
Yes.
Passed 5-0.
We're going to move on to public hearings. This is ordinance 2025-41. It's an ordinance amending the codified ordinances related to the traffic code and establishing Chapter 377 of the traffic code regulating underspeed, low speed, and utility vehicles. Well, when we get to the, end, when we get to the end, John.
Wait, for this subject,
I'd like-
you can. It's a public hearing.
John Baryak, 660 North Canal. I'd like to know a little bit about some of these ordinances, and I would appreciate some of people, instead of saying I, tell us what you're voting for and what you understand about the legislation. So, you know, I mean, that's all I'm going to right now.
All right, we'll move on to unfinished business. This is ordinance 2025-41. It's an ordinance amending the codified ordinances relating to the traffic code and establishing Chapter 377 of the traffic code regulating underspeed, low speed, and utility vehicles.
Also move.
I'll second.
Ms. Stimpert and Mr. Rufner.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Rivner?
If I may, and for clarification, sir, this is due to the amount of complaints that we've received from the spring, from both residents who have had encounters with said vehicles and also people who own said vehicles, because the Ohio Revised Code is not very clear. It states there will be certain requirements, but it doesn't expand what the requirements are. So in working with the police chief, they've developed a definitive inspection requirement, not really licensing requirement, but a permit, so an officer knows that that vehicle is now authorized, been passed inspection, it's been checked out, and it's actually legit. We've had vehicles riding around with nothing but a orange triangle on the back and no lights. So this has been an issue pretty much all along. There's also a misconception as to what vehicles are or aren't allowed on the road. This also clarifies that. So I hope that answers your question.
Thank you.
Please.
Also, if I'm not mistaken, isn't there something already on the books for most of this, but I think it prohibited these vehicles from being on 534? Am I not mistaken?
Can I have an address?
Yes, please.
So my initial response to a couple residents were they had vehicles, but I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, the ORC allowed them on the state highway, like on 534, but our previous ordinance did not. So they were trapped to not go across that highway. So that kind of cleans up the language in addition to what Kevin was saying.
We're not including agricultural vehicles.
Agricultural vehicles are allowed on.
Anything, yeah.
Okay, so they're good. All right.
Yes.
Ms. Stimpert,
Yes.
Mr. Rufner,
Yes?
Mr. Burke,
Yes.
Mr. Exiotis,
No.
Ms. Benitez.
Yes.
Pass 4-1.
All right, item 11 is new business. It's the motion to appoint Julie Lemon to the open seat of the Planning and Zoning Commission for the term ending on July 31st, 2027.
December?
Second.
What's that?
That should be December.
Did I say December?
You said July.
Oh,
I said July?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me do this again. All right, this is a motion to appoint Julie Lemon to the open seat on the Planning and Zoning Commission for the term ending on December 31st, 2027.
Make the motion.
second.
Mr. Exiotis and Ms. Benitez.
Any discussion? Please.
You know, the city has a lot of committees, and in order for them to function, we need volunteers to fill those committees. And I know P&Z at this point has been down 2 people for many, many months. We've had minimal interest from the public, but I can't stress enough. I mean, getting involved with the city and trying to help out is the only way we can do good things and get these, do good things together and accomplish things. And when committees don't have the people to do the work, the things just get stalled and don't happen. So I applaud somebody for stepping up and trying to get involved. And I look forward to hopefully a long term on there and helping us out. So I appreciate it.
Please, Mr. Rifkin.
Like Brian says, I commend people for stepping up. As he said, a lot of our committees are bare bones. They've been bare bones. If one person doesn't show up for the meeting, they can't have a meeting because they don't have a quorum. this can potentially stifle business within these organizations like planning and zoning, park and rec. All the committees can use help. We've got a lot of opinions, a lot of people out there with opinions. I hear them a lot. Well, let's do something about it. If you have an opinion, step up, take part, be part of that change. This is where you have an opportunity to help influence the direction of the committees who make the recommendations to council. So again, I applaud anybody that steps up for any committee. We need to have them in order to continue. That's all I have.
Mr. Burke?
Yes.
Mr. Exiotis?
Yes.
Ms. Benitez?
Yes.
Mr. Rufner?
Yes.
Ms. Stimpert?
Yes. Yes.
Pass 5-0.
All right, next under new business is ordinance 2025-43. It's an ordinance resolving all potential legal claims against the Village of Newton Falls, Ohio by Joseph Fritz pursuant to the employment contract, which included an outstanding severance provision.
I'll make the motion.
Second. Mr. Exiotis? Mr. Burke?
Please, Mr. Axios.
Mr. Bariak spoke earlier about some of these contracts. And I will say that I agree with him. The contracts that were handed out previously, most of them contain no provision other than not getting a felony. They could have basically never even came back to work after they signed it. Shame on the people that passed those contracts out. That absolutely has cost the city a lot of money. This settlement here is probably one of the most reasonable ones you're going to see that's come out of those contracts, but the rest, it has cost us dearly. What I will say, though, is the other council that decided to fire everybody that had the contract is just as guilty as the ones who gave the contracts. This has financially cost the city a lot of money. With that being said, I'd say I thank Mr. Fritz for the amount because we could be on the hook for a lot more.
Mr. Rufner?
Right. And again, this is a perfect example of, what happened in the past, whether it was a bad contract or not, people passed the contract. Okay, that's one wrong. But to terminate an individual incorrectly or without just cause is just another wrong. And as a result, we had multiple lawsuits levied against us because of the actions of previous council. This is something we were handed, something we were given, said, clean it up. We're doing our best. And again, with negotiations between the law director and previous law director, Mr. Fritz, I believe this is a very, very good agreement with regards to the impact on the community. But cumulatively, this one and all the others, no matter how good this one is, they've cost the community dearly. So I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you.
Ms. Benitez?
Yes.
Mr. Exiotis?
Yes.
Mr. Burke?
Yes.
Ms. Stimpert?
Yes.
Mr. Rufner?
Yes.
Pass 5-0.
All right, item 12, public comments. Please limit yourself to 3 minutes.
Julie Lemon, 609 Ridge Road. humbly thank you guys for the appointment. I'm happy to step up and try to help our community. Served on charter review twice, started on the committee for the Community Activities Committee. So I do have some experience, but probably some learning to do about planning and zoning, but hey, I can do that as well. Mr. Axiotis, and if I may address him, what you said about those contracts, that is the most lucid thought I have heard in the last 4 years surrounding all the contracts. He hit the nail right on the head with that comment. 1,000,000%. One right, two wrongs don't make a right, and that's exactly what happened. And you guys have to clean up the mess, which is terrible. It's bad for you guys, and I apologize that that happened to you guys. But I thank you guys for trying to clear it up. And I really do appreciate that. That is the best comment I have heard from a council person in 4 years. Thank you.
John Barr, 660 North now. Mr. Axiotis, thank you. We were dealt a hand. The law director told us that contracts were not defensible by the city. It was just a gimme. I'm not going to go bad mouth. Everybody knows what side passed those contracts. Mr. Lynch and the other boys. We have to live with it. We have to live with it. What I want to say, and I really appreciate if I would be allowed to talk once in a while. I'm not the Baba Yaga from a John Wick movie, but I have questions. And when the legislation, we're supposed to be transparent. All I want to do, I don't want to fight with anybody. I would like to have something that should be given out by the council itself. Why are you voting this way? You can't hide. If you open your mouth and you're lying, you're going to get caught. I appreciate it if you would keep doing that like Mr. Rufner did for a couple minutes, or the chief of police. If you'd explain what's going on in that, they might get the cooperation of the community. I'll tell you what right now, and I'm done. Let's not let it get so far, because the people are already talking, that we do away with the charter and go back to the codified ordinance and back to the being done with the charter. It's 50, 60 years, all we've done is fought. All we've done is get two sides. Maybe what we ought to start thinking about is maybe it needs to be a change. Maybe that's the only way, not one recall here, one recall there. Maybe we need to clean the whole thing up once and for all. Thank you.
Back. Dennis Jones, Ravenna Road. I've noticed the downtown, especially downtown, traffic has slowed down quite a bit. People are still flying on my street on Ravenna, but they're leaving town. And also, are there any kind of regulations concerning electric scooters and electric bicycles? Because they go just as fast as cars do. I had a guy go around me at the intersection on a yellow light, went right through it. Some old guy on a scooter, and it was doing 30 miles an hour before it got there. So I don't know if there's any regulation on these guys. They're not always kids either. They just got gray hair. So, and another item is, I wonder, can we get a police blotter established again with the Tribune? I don't know who's supposed to initiate that. The Tribune come up to the police headquarters and get that. We used to have it before, and it was, it's nice to see what was going on in town here. It was getting arrested. Okay, thank you.
Good evening, Brian Kropp, Newton Falls. I debated coming up here to talk tonight. First, congratulations to Julie for being appointed to the commission. Look forward to having another body on the commission. We need as many bodies as we can get. Obviously, we're not fully filled out. We don't have fully staffed. I'm a little disappointed. This is one of the things I wanted to address. As far as the agenda this evening, there's not anything on it. There's work. I know you guys are working. I'm not trying to say you're not, but more things, you guys need to get stuff done. There's so many things that need to be addressed. There should be more items on the agenda than one appointment of one individual and paying off somebody. And speaking of paying off somebody, I know no one else has brought this up or mentioned this tonight, but the city's got a new lawsuit on their hands. $2 million by one of the sitting council members, family members. I can't believe that I have to say that, or I can't even stress how disappointed I am and how disgusted I am. But I want to make sure that everybody remembers how everybody's talking about these contracts, talking about all the payouts. If everybody remembers back in the day that this individual that filed this lawsuit now was a sitting council member as well, was on this council, was at this dais or the other dais, and then resigned, stepped down to take a job that was created. I don't want to say that it was created for him because I don't want to say something I don't know for a factual, for a fact. But that person stepping down, resigning from that position, left a seat open for the then mayor to then be appointed to that seat. And then that individual is one of the individuals that passed all of the contracts that you guys are talking about that has cost us millions of dollars. And now, when we just start getting out of the woods, or what it feels like, and I commend you guys because you've taken the shit that's been given to you, and you guys have tried to weed through it as best you can. You guys have been as calm as you can be. You guys have been as professional as you can be. But now, here we are again. Here we are again. Another lawsuit. Unbelievable. I can't begin to tell you how disgusted I am and embarrassed because I've spoken to every one of you up here, I think, other than Mr. Burke. I don't think I've spoken to Mr. Burke personally. I've spoken to each one of you at some point or another, called each one of you, emailed each one of you, met with you in public, and I've entrusted my thoughts and my feelings and ideas and those things to you individuals, and have respected your responses and those things. We don't always see eye to eye. We don't always agree, but we're able to deal with each other professionally. But this is a punch in the gut to the city, and I'm absolutely disgusted for the city because it felt like we were finally starting to crawl out of the hole, and now here we are again. And this just feels like I got screwed, I need to get paid, everybody else got paid, but I didn't. And it's embarrassing for the city. It really is. It's really embarrassing. I hope you guys feel the same way. I really do, because I care about this town. I gotta pay for this. If this goes through and we have to pay out for this for whatever this is, if the city decides to fight it or not fight it, or we gotta pay out another $25,000, I guess the lawsuits will just start coming. That's what you guys can expect, that's what council can expect, that's what the city can expect, and I have to pay for that. Because I live here, I pay taxes here, I own property here. And it's disgusting, it pisses me off. I'm really angry about this, I'm very upset. Because this is ridiculous. I respect you guys, I really do. And I hope you guys understand that. And I've been direct, I've been honest, I've been forthcoming with you guys, and I don't hide anything. I'm direct. People like it, people don't like it. It is what it is, but you get what you get.
Your time.
I'm always myself, and I've been honest with you guys. This is a punch in the gut to the city. And the people involved should be embarrassed and ashamed of themselves. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else? I will move on to closing remarks. I understand Mr. Kropp's feelings and reservations about paying out these settlements, but this is what we're wading through. You know, this is the hand we've been dealt. And I do want to say that this council, the seated council, is one of the best councils we've had, and we've made a lot of progress, especially with the hand that the council's been dealt, and I can see a lot of progress, and there's a lot of good things that's happening, and I think we're going to see the economic development come, and it's going to come with resurrecting the police department. It's going to come with propping up our schools, our emergency services. It's all bundled around what kind of services the city has. So I just want to tell council, keep working together, keep pulling the wagon in the same direction, and we're going to be okay here. It's going to take a little bit of time, but we're going to be okay. Right. Mr. Axiotis.
Oh, where to begin? I'm not in the business of paying people either. When I saw the recent lawsuit, I'm not even sure I understand how the city's involved. I don't know that yet. I'm sure it'll come out. I mean, it is someone's right to sue anybody at the end of the day. Whether it has merit or not, I think the courts will decide, but I'm not entirely sure how the city's involved there. I believe, from what I know, it was an off-site thing, but we're named in the suit, so we're gonna have to bear it out. And I hope, for the city's sake, that we're not involved, but currently we are. With that being said, we gotta get out of the business of paying people not to work. We gotta get out of the business of just paying people money for no reason. We don't have the funds for that. You know, we are a small community. We're trying to get things done, and it makes it hard when you're paying somebody $250,000, you're paying somebody $25,000. You know, there's things that we need. I mean, police force is one, you know. You're right, it was millions of dollars. We're probably close to $2 million at this point. We're definitely over $1 million. I will say this for council and the city as a whole. The contracts were bad, the firing of people was horrible as well, and the damage that was done, and I think people don't understand this, the public doesn't understand this, is that the people that ran the city, that had the knowledge to how to do things here, that could make things happen, were basically fired. So when this council sat, everything we had to do was much harder because nobody knew how to do it or had to figure it out or just wing it. That's not how you should be doing things. We're wading through that mess now. We're still, you know, when we're trying to hire somebody, what was the process? How does it get done? Like, those are the questions we're constantly finding ourselves asking because A, it was either not documented, or B, the people who did do it aren't here. And so it's just kind of, like I said, we're winging it, and that's not how you should be running a city at all. And I think there is value in having that knowledge or that knowledge transfer. So remember, you know, you vote, you put us up here. If you don't get involved, if you don't run for office, if you're definitely sitting there complaining about how things are done, please step up, get involved, run for office. Give people more than one or two choices at the ballot box. You know, I welcome intelligent conversation, reasonable people up here, no extremes, because the extremes is what getting us in trouble. And to address a comment made earlier about how we vote, and we should explain how we vote, I'm not aware of any requirements for that, but I can tell you this. You can always pick up the phone and call me at any time, and I'll be glad to talk to you about how I vote and why I vote the way I do. And there's many people in attendance out here tonight who know I talk to them on a regular basis. I have no problem picking up the phone. So anyone in my ward or anyone even in the city ever has a question about how I vote or why, call me. My phone number's on the website. Thank you.
Ms. Pat, you have anything?
Well, it's kind of hard to follow Brian. First of all, you know, somebody said, why do you vote 5-0 most of the time? Well, maybe we all agree on things. So should we just vote, well, should I just say, okay, let's see, there's 4 already, I'm going to vote no. So then you think, oh, she's different, yeah. Okay, there's no fighting up here. Whether we like each other or not, I don't always agree with everybody, but nobody agrees with everybody. And then even on the street, you know, why does council do this or why does council do that? Why don't you run for council? Are you crazy? Why would I run for council? Why do I want to get abused? You know, people, and Julie, like I say, she's stepped up to the plate. Thank you very much. And I'm glad what the chief is doing. In fact, I called him myself the other day because I was going down Broad Street and two, I won't say who, come flying on their motorized bikes off West River Road and goes right on the sidewalk, and there's 5 or 6 girls walking. They had to jump out of the way because of those 2 yahoos. You know, it's ridiculous. Some people need to take care of their kids. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm done. Goodbye.
Ms. Jolie, you have anything to add?
We had a fire board meeting last night. It was a good meeting. Earlier this year, we moved money into investments, which has been a great move. The dividends have been really good. We were granted I think it was $2,600 grant that we're gonna be buying some things with. And we're still in the process of trying to sell First Street. We have somebody interested. We're just waiting on the attorneys to, not you, but the attorneys to get on the same page and get that all completed. Our next meeting is September 16th at 6 o'clock at the Township Hall. That's all I got.
Mr. Burke, you have anything?
Through the chair, the Kiwanis Club had contacted me early in the week about the cakewalk in October 25th. In the next meeting, I'll have more details about that. As you guys all know, people that donate cakes, you know, it's always a really good, fun event. So over the next 2 meetings, I will give you guys more details. That's all I got.
Mr. Rubner?
Yeah, real quick, I'm going to be having another meet and greet, if you want to call it that, date to be determined. But I'm announcing it now because I would like to get some community ideas. I want to know from the residents what we can do to make the town better, whether it be aesthetically, by maybe changing something up or redecorating a park or improving something somewhere, to how we can function better up here, okay? The mayor and I talked a little bit yesterday after the Commerce meeting, and there's a lot of room for potential improvements. But the improvements should come at or in support of the community, not just what we decide sitting here, okay? Or what we funnel back down to Park and Recs or whatever. I would like to know what the community members are interested in seeing. Do you want to see a park improved? Do you want to see another park? Do you feel that a park that's in place that has absolutely zero use and value should be continued? I want to know these things because that helps us move forward and again, gets the community involved in progressing and moving forward. We're supposed to be the community's representatives. If you don't call me, you don't talk to me, you don't talk to anybody here unless it's at a very high volume and screaming with veins popping out of your head, it does us no good. We need to start working together in advance of the chaos, the blow-ups, okay? You know what's coming. You know things are on the agenda. You have an idea. We talk about future topics. Don't wait till the night it's on the agenda and go, what? Open the communications. As Mr. Axiota said, every one of our phone numbers is listed on the website. Most people in this town know where I live. Not shy, I'll talk to anybody, as I'm sure just about everybody up here is. You know, become an active part in the future of our community. It is our community. Let's move it forward together. And sir, your reference to the scooters and such, that is something that we're looking to, again, now move into addressing that issue now that the slow-moving vehicles, UTVs, golf carts, et cetera, is that we can now start looking at the details behind that and where we can go with that. So we are looking at that. Well, right. Thank you, Mayor.
No? Ms. Jamie, do you have anything to add?
Nothing tonight, thank you.
Do we need a motion to recess into executive session tonight?
I would like to make a motion to recess an executive session for personnel matters with the possibility of legislation when we come out. May or may not.
Okay.
I'll second.
Ms. Stimpert and Mr. Rufner.
Ms. Sniper,
Yes.
Mr. Burke,
Yes.
Ms. Benitez,
Yes,
Mr. Exiotis.
Yes.
Mr. Rufner.
Yes.
Passed 5-0, 651.
Jamie. Wow.
kind of executive.
Oh, wait a
Well,
minute.
return,
Return? Motion to return?
I'll make the motion.
Second. I'll second it.
Who was the first?
doesn't matter.
Ms. Stimpert,
Yeah, I think I did. I don't know.
second?
Put that down.
Whoever you want.
Okay, Mr. Burke,
Yes.
Mr. Exiotis?
Yes.
Ms. Benitez?
Yes.
Mr. Rufner?
Yes.
Ms. Stimpert?
Yes.
Pass,
Trying to keep the mayor under control.
5-0, 7:43.
May I make a motion? To direct the law director to engage in negotiations with Jamie Versini for the Newton Falls City Manager position.
Second.
Ms. Stimpert and Ms. Benitez? Discussion?
What'd you say?
Is there any discussion?
Oh.
Mr. Exiotis?
We've been through the hunt for city manager now for quite a while. Interviewed many candidates for the position. And some on paper looked good, some interviewed well, some didn't. Utterly, I'll be honest, I was kind of shocked by the lack of candidates for a position that pays almost $100,000 a year. But, you know, we've had Jamie in the position of finance director now for a little over a year, a couple months. We appointed her as interim. She's tenacious. She works hard. She tries to get things done. Very communicative. You know, I've talked with her a lot on things, constantly in communication, concerns, issues. She's very engaged. And, you know, we left our last round of interviews with the candidates. I didn't feel the most warm and fuzzy out of the ones we interviewed. I had some concerns. There was 3 finalists, and out of the 3, I had concerns with every one of them. Who I don't have concerns with is Jamie. I know she's got a lot to learn in this position. It's going to be a lot to do, a lot to get up to speed, but I think she's very capable, and we know her, and we've worked with her now for a pretty decent amount of time, and I do have a lot of trust and faith in her. Thank you.
I guess,
Mr. Burke?
I think, through the chair, that, you know, we've looked through a lot of different people for applicants, and sometimes we forget to look inside the house. And I think Jamie, if she takes this job after negotiation, I think she'd be a great asset. All I have.
Mr. Rufner?
Real quick, again, this is not to accepting second best. We've interviewed way too many people when it comes to what you'd normally expect to get. We were not getting what we thought we needed with Jamie, even as the interim position. She works well with us. We work well with her. The communications are open not only to council, but with the community, with the employees. She is very well respected amongst the staff. I agree. I feel this is the right move. My faith is behind you.
Ms. Julie?
Just piggyback both what they all said, but I feel like this is the best of both worlds, or all worlds, for the city. You know, we have worked with Jamie for over a year. She's by the book. She knows her stuff. I have no concerns with you figuring out what your next moves are. You've already dug into things that, you know, were outside the realm of what we needed you to do as interim. So I do hope you engage in negotiations, and we can move forward.
do I get to say something?
Ms. Pat, absolutely. Say something.
No, Jamie's a real go-getter, and I mean, we talk quite frequently. And she says, well, I changed this, or I changed that, and I'm thinking, who even never thought of it? And you made Mary very happy. she's the head of Scope. I said, did you hear? Yeah, I'm so excited I get that room. And, you know, she just knows what she's doing. And I know we've talked, and there was things that were done when she wasn't city manager, or she wasn't interim, or when she found out when she was interim, this should have been done, and that should have been done. You know, and I think she's great, and she's good for the job position. Go, Jamie.
You will have to sit over there if you get the position. Right next to Jeff.
Well, you mean she can't sit right beside me anymore? Oh, I don't want you. Where's the chief gonna sit? Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Mr. Axiotis?
Yes.
Mr. Burke?
Yes.
Ms. Benitez?
Yes.
Mr. Rufner?
Yes.
Ms. Stimpert?
Yes.
Stimpert. Pass 5-0.
Motion to adjourn?
Motion to
second.
adjourn.
Stimpert and Rufner. And Mr. Axiotis?
Yes.
Ms. Benitez?
Yes.
Mr. Burke?
Yes.
Mr. Rufner?
Yes.
Ms. Stimpert?
Yes.
Pass 5-0, 7:49.
So who's going, Colby?
So much better than your predecessor.
You want these, back?